Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm a community connector for the Devizes PCN area. I work in a strengths-based approach with one-to-one with people, helping them identify their good life. I'm going to introduce you to Craig, somebody that I've been working with lately. I first met Craig in a cafe. He was waiting outside, hunched over, trying not to look at anyone. We ordered tea and I started the conversation by introducing my role. I then asked Craig to tell me a little bit about himself. He shared that he is divorced and that he has 2 children. Since the divorce 6 years ago, he has been living with his parents and he sees his kids twice a week. But he tells me that he hates it and he's thinking of stopping their visits. Craig goes on to tell me that he's taken voluntary redundancy after working since the age of 16 in the same workplace. He also slips in that he had a heart attack at 30 and he lives with type 2 diabetes. Craig talks for about 15 minutes and starts to become tearful. He explains that he is depressed and that's why he cries a lot and he's not sure how to stop. He tells me that he's recently had a gym induction but he cannot bring himself to return because it means walking through the door on his own. He feels he should go back because he knows he needs to be healthy. He doesn't look very inspired. He's still hunched over his cup of tea. Simply, I ask Craig, what do you want? And he tells his cup of tea that he wants to build his own house in the middle of nowhere and shut himself away. We need something positive. So what are your interests? Is my next question. And Craig hesitates before shyly answering and saying, beekeeping. Brilliant, we finally have a conversation lead on something positive. Craig tells me he has a mate. He keeps bees. And he has done all the research. He's found a piece of land that he could keep the hives on. So what's stopping you, I say? And just like that, we have our first aim. The aim to talk to his mate, the beekeeper, and perhaps research some hives. At our second meeting, Craig tells me that he's spoken to his beekeeping friend, and on the back of that conversation, he's offered Craig a job. Craig isn't sure, but we talk through the importance of having the purpose and the financial independence that a job brings. Craig's still not sure, but that's okay, we can come back to this. I suggest a Wellbeing Course at Wiltshire Wildlife. Craig agrees, and I happily make the referral for him. We also talk about home. I ask the question, how does he feel about living with his parents? Craig tells me that it's just the way it is. We talk about Homes for Wiltshire and how I'm happy to help him explore options of moving into his own place. Craig brings his children into the conversation saying that it would be great to be able to have a home with them, and he talks lots of all the things that they would like to do. That he'd like the family to be around him, where he can be a dad. I highlight to Craig all the connections he has, his family, his friends, his interests. He adds to this that another friend has offered to be his gym buddy. Another kind connection, I state, and Craig smiles. The conversation has started, it is positive and forward thinking. Craig is starting to think about his future. There is still more conversations to have, and most of these will be confidence boosting and mindset challenging in order to support Craig to move forward. That's the beauty of working in the strength-based approach.